Ellen DeGeneres is the host of the easily most popular daytime talk show in recent history, beloved LGBTQ plus icon, and someone whose motto of "be kind" set a standard, well, until 2020 came along and many people spoke out about Ellen and her executive producers. They claimed that Ellen herself was very mean, and that she was very hurtful to certain staff members, and that the executive producers were behaving just as horribly, including being discriminatory, racist, and coming on to certain staff. But while they were severely punished, Ellen was not. Allow us to show you how Ellen DeGeneres has gotten away with her actions. Be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.
Number 6, a recap of Ellen's 2020. One of the great ironies of this situation is that before February 2020, things for Ellen were going great as they could go. We mean that honestly. She was still the beloved hallmark of the daytime talk shows, and she was going strong enough in her 17th season, despite some lower ratings at certain points. But then the pandemic hit, and everyone got thrown for a loop, including Ellen. She decided to host her show from home, which was fine in context because other hosts were doing the same thing. But in a wrongful twist, she decided not to keep her staff alerted to their own situation in terms of hiring and work and pay as the pandemic went on, and even hired non-union staff to work on her show from home because they cost less. While that situation was eventually resolved, it did spark a lot of things about Ellen, including the question of, if she was so kind, why would she do that? This in turn brought forth past complaints about Ellen, including one from 2018, which stated that Ellen treated her employees like peasants. Furthermore, certain celebrities came forward and noted that in their time on Ellen, they saw her colder nature firsthand and were even shocked at how different she was backstage. As this started to mount, more staffers, past and present, came forward to note not just Ellen's behavior, but the behavior of her executive producers, whom apparently treated African American workers like dirt, used racist phrases in front of them, didn't care about their opinions on things the show did that were racist, and then punished them for speaking out. As if all of this wasn't enough, apparently, the staff weren't able to take sick days for themselves or go to care for their families, and doing so would get them fired. That was just some of the allegations, and they got deeper, darker, and stranger as the year went on. So yeah, not the best 2020 for Ellen. Number 5, the fallout. So what happened next? Well, after the various complaints came forward, Ellen, at first, did nothing. A source close to her said that she thought it was just sour grapes and that everything would blow over, but it most certainly did not. Eventually, the executive producers came forward and gave an apology and stated that they were heartbroken if even a single person had a bad day on set. Which, if you can't tell, is a very disingenuous thing to say because lots of people have at least one bad day at work. It's inevitable. Ellen eventually came forward with a written apology of her own and stated that she was sorry to the staff for not being better and not better handling the executive producers. She even noted that Warner Media had begun an internal investigation to ensure that things got worked out. Sure enough, the 3 executive producers implicated in the racist behavior were fired, not just from the Ellen Show, but all other shows that were associated with their brand. New producers were hired, and Ellen got off scot-free. Oh, but she did have to make one more apology. Number 4, the live apology. Very recently, Ellen got to do the premiere of the 18th season of her show, and because of slightly better conditions, she was able to do it on her Ellen Show set with a virtual audience and certain social distancing guidelines. It was there that she spent 7 minutes talking about what happened over the last several months, apologizing for what happened, and saying that she needed to do better and that this was a new chapter in the life of the Ellen Show. After that, she started cracking jokes and getting on with life anew. Can you see the problem with that? Yeah, many others did too. Number 3, the reaction to the apology. While many people were taken in by the apology of Ellen's mainly diehard fans who feel that she had done enough to redeem herself, others weren't so fooled. Most of all were the people who noticed that the monologue that contained the apology had a lot of jokes and deflection, and hardly felt like an apology at all at times. Not only did Ellen turn our traumas into a joke, she somehow managed to make this about her, one former employee said. When she said, "Oh, my summer was great," and that was supposed to be funny, I thought, it's funny that you had a rough summer because everyone was calling out all of the allegations of your toxic work environment and now you're the one suffering? Another former employee said. They raised good points, and that honestly shows how Ellen was able to get off because they used the executive producers as scapegoats and had Ellen slide around an apology so that it made it clear that she honestly had done nothing wrong, even though she absolutely did. And one current employee even noted that the apology was intentionally delayed until the season premiere for a very basic reason. It's always tactical, the employee said. The average person will listen to it and make their own choices, but what people don't always take into account is that information is power, and she's sharing it now because it's for premiere week, and it's to get viewers back, and that just feels the opposite of what this message is about. Exactly. So given all of this and how Fallout is still continuing, Number 2, how is she allowed to get away with this? As we alluded to earlier, there were a lot of accusations brought against Ellen for her treatment of staff, to her not sticking to staff schedules, to not acknowledging certain things about the staff, and so on. Yet all she had to do was apologize and move on without punishment. How could the Warner Media internal investigation not find enough to punish her for what she had done? The simple answer is greed and politics. There's little doubt that the executive producers did worse things than Ellen, who, to be clear, was not accused of racism or discrimination, just terrible behavior as a boss. So in the minds of Warner Media, it was much easier to get rid of them than to punish Ellen. Plus, punishing Ellen would hurt the brand more than it already was, and that would cost them money, and whether we like it or not, that is a driving factor in Hollywood. And for proof of this, look at the fact that their internal investigation featured only talking to 100 employees, both past and present, when by Ellen's own admission, there are more than that working on the show right now, yet they only talked to that select few. Also, they noted that they didn't find any significant proof on either matters involving Ellen, because of course they didn't. They didn't want to. And one employee even noted that when they were interviewed by this, they were just told to tell their story and leave. It was like, tell us all the most fucked up things that happened to you for the investigation. And now that we've written it all down, see you later. They added, it just feels like there's no ending to this for people who came forward and said things that happened to them and reopened these wounds and rehashed these memories. And that's terrible. And yet it's a perfect indicator of what is going on in Hollywood both now and in the past. Number 1, the famous versus the not. If you really want to know how Ellen got away with it, the answer is she's famous and is worth more to Warner Media than the staff who got hurt by her were. Again, yes, she did not behave in a way that was racist or stuff like that, but when you have a boss berating people, telling people to not talk to her or even look at her, that's a problem, and it apparently got a lot worse than that. Yet because of her fame, she gets a lot of support from those in power and those that know her. Don't believe us? Well, after the various allegations came out, loads of celebrities came forward and showed their support of Ellen, even though they said they believed the accusers at times. So how does that work? And some celebrities who were 100% impartial even noted that they had heard about these horrible stories about Ellen. Yet because she treated certain celebrities nicely, they're going to support her? This is a classic Hollywood trope. Protect the stars, bury the staff. This is what caused the Me Too movement and calling out things like the casting couch and more. We should be beyond this, but we're not. And since Warner Media can still make money from Ellen and her brand since she didn't do anything super scandalous, they're trying to protect her for all she's worth. And that is wrong. So what did you think? What do you think of this look at Ellen and how well she and truly got away with her actions despite being called out by many in terms of her behavior? Which of these actions should she have paid a heavier toll for? Do you think that Warner Media was honestly just trying to save their cash cow? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.
Just a reminder about our new giveaway. We're giving away the new iPad Pro or the new iMac Pro. The choice is yours. All you have to do is watch the full video, leave a like, comment the keyword hidden in the video, and make sure you're subscribed. It's that simple.